Day 8 and the garbage continues to mount in our national capital, Delhi, as sanitation workers continue to protest while netas continue to bicker.
There is a very important APMC election going on in all of the places.
The David Guetta concert is scrapped in Bangalore. Organizers accept that they had applied for police permission very late in the day. They say administration had asked them to shift the venue a few days ago. The police, meanwhile, say the concert has been rescheduled to avoid clashing with the APMC elections. And the Supreme Court denies a hearing on the bull taming festival. Jallikattu, the Tamil Nadu government blames the centre. The DMK threatens to protest. Well, on to our lead story. 8 days and counting, a section of the East Delhi Municipal Corporation workers refuse to call off their strike. The workers tell us they have not received their salaries for 2 months. They blame the Aam Aadmi Party-led state government and the East Delhi Municipal Corporation for not resolving the issue. These workers on Thursday gathered outside the Municipal Corporation office to voice their concerns. 5 of these workers have gone on an indefinite hunger strike starting Thursday morning. But the government got a bigger jolt. The National Green Tribunal, which is sort of the lead court for environment, has wrapped the government on its knuckles and the civic body for Delhi's mess, asking them for a justification.
The sanitation workers' strike has entered its 8th day today. I have with me the trade union leaders. आपका कहना है कि सैलरीज टाइम पर नहीं मिली, क्या है एग्जैक्टली?
देखिए, हमें 5 तारीख से स्ट्राइक पर गए हैं हम, और हमारी मजबूरी है 2015 से अब तक 6ठी बार स्ट्राइक हो चुकी है, और जिन्होंने स्ट्राइक वापस ली है मिनट्स के आधार पर ली है। हमारे पास मिनट्स का अंबार लगा हुआ है। इन्होंने हमें आश्वासन दिया 3 दिन पहले कि आपकी सैलरी रिलीज कर दी है। वो सैलरी अभी तक नहीं आई है हमारे खातों में कर्मचारियों, और अब मामला सैलरी का नहीं है। हमारे 2003 से जो पक्के कर्मचारी माने गए हैं उनका एरियर्स, उसके अलावा 2004 से जो कर्मचारी पक्के माने गए हैं, एक जो आम आदमी चुनता है नेता को 5 साल के लिए, उनकी पेंशन लागू है, और जो 40 साल सेवा देगा निगम को, उनकी पेंशन बंद है। 2013 से पक्के कर्मचारी किए गए हैं, हाउस से पास हो गया है, लेकिन हमारे निगम के प्रशासन हरदर्मी वो अपने ऑर्डर नहीं निकाल रही है। 20 साल हो गए वर्दी को मिले हुए, ट्यूशन की फीस मिले हुए, 5 डीए हो गए हैं। बड़ी विडम्बना है। हमारा कर्मचारी पिछली बार आंदोलन में 4 कर्मचारियों ने सुसाइड किया है आर्थिक तंगी के चलते हुए। बच्चों के नाम काट दिए गए हैं स्कूल से, दूध वाला दूध नहीं दे रहा बच्चों के लिए। बड़ी विडम्बना है। उससे ऊपर है कैशलेस कार्ड। पीछे बुखार में हमारे कर्मचारी को डेथ रेशो इतनी बढ़ चुकी है, बहुत ज्यादा, क्योंकि पैसे के अभाव में वो इलाज नहीं करा पाते।
यहाँ पर पिछले 2008 से हम लोग संघर्ष कर रहे हैं कि हमें मेडिकल कैशलेस कार्ड दिया जाए। हद तो जब हो गई कि जब हमारे रिटायरमेंट कर्मचारी 2013 से 2014 से रिटायरमेंट तो कर दिए जाते हैं निगम की तरफ से, लेकिन उनका अंतिम भुगतान नहीं किया जाता। जो हमारे लाभांश होते हैं रिटायरमेंट कर्मचारियों के, वो बिल्कुल समय पर नहीं दिए जाते।
जो सरकार कुछ काम नहीं करती, इस देश को डुबो रखा, उनके लिए पेंशन लागू है। जिन्होंने अपना जीवन झोंक दिया उनके लिए कुछ भी नहीं है, उनकी पेंशन भी बंद कर दी।
कुछ एमसीडी, कुछ सैनिटेशन वर्कर्स है जिन्होंने अपना स्ट्राइक वापस ले लिया था। आप लोग बचे हैं जिनका स्ट्राइक अभी तक वापस नहीं लिया गया है। जो आपके मेयर्स हैं उनका कहना है कि सैनिटेशन वर्कर्स को उन्होंने सैलरी दे दी है, उनके अकाउंट्स में आ जाएगी, और एरियर्स भी वो लोग क्लियर कर देंगे बाय अप्रैल।
वो तो 4 दिन से कहते आ रहे हैं। हमने कहा कि आज ईसीएस का जमाना है, बैंक की स्टेटमेंट दिखा सकते हैं हम आपको। ये टोटल झूठ है, झूठ है, झूठ है। और जिस भी संगठन ने अपना लिया है स्वतंत्र है, आप किसी उस पे ले रहे हैं, आप किस मत से ले रहे हैं आप लें, लेकिन जो निगम का कर्मचारी है वो आज एमसीडी स्वच्छता कर्मचारी यूनियन के साथ है, खड़ा है सुबह से यहाँ पर भूखा प्यासा, आप देख सकते हैं।
Sanitation workers are saying that although the Delhi government and the MCDs are claiming that they are providing the salaries of the sanitation workers, however they haven't got anything, any amount on their in their banks. In fact, even the sanitation workers are now saying that they are going to continue with their strike, and even tomorrow the teachers as well as the nurses are also going to join them in their strike against the MCD workers as well as the Delhi government. This is Deepa Rana for Magic Mix Now in East Delhi.
What we are witnessing in Delhi is a collective failure of all the 3 tiers of governance. To put it in a nutshell, I think we are witnessing Kho-Kho being played on a pile of garbage. The municipality is correct to say the Delhi government has not given it the share it should have had from the 4th Finance Commission. Delhi government is right to say that municipality has been mismanaging the funds, but they are not right to say that they have suddenly increased the grant. I think there is an accounts fudging. What the Delhi government has done is to cleverly merge non-plan grant with loan grant. The non-plan grant has gone up only routinely from 411 crores in 2013-14 to 440 crores or so in 2014-15 and 465 crores in 15-16, which is a routine increase, nothing. The only thing that has increased is actually a loan component, which has gone up to 237 crores. So Delhi government is not giving a correct response. At the same time, what is the central government doing? Why is it that it is not made mandatory that a certain proportion of the income of Delhi has to be transferred to the local bodies? So it's a collective failure, and honestly, the real fact is Delhi doesn't matter.
Also, the municipal elections are coming, and it's because of the sanitation workers that Delhi has come to a standstill, really. There's garbage crisis, there's garbage politics which is happening. Do you believe it is because of the elections that this agenda has suddenly been brought up? Because it's been 2 months that the sanitation workers are not being paid their salaries, and now a few of them have also sat on a hunger strike.
Sanitation workers are the last persons who should be blamed for it. Because if they are not being paid salaries, what can they possibly do? Let's also remember this is the 5th time this is happening in the last year and a half. So it's not a one-time occurrence, a one-time crisis. It's a structural problem. And it is a problem for which there is no attempt at finding solution. The simple fact is that East Delhi Corporation and the North Delhi Corporation are financially non-viable. Unfortunately, in our country, the most important tier of governance, which is municipal, is run in the most casual and criminal way. This is what we are witnessing.
Well, meanwhile, in Mumbai, the oldest residents of this city, the fishermen community, are opposing the controversial Shivaji Memorial, which is supposed to be built off the coast of South Mumbai in the Arabian Sea. Suesha Sawant caught up with the leader of the fishermen community, Damodaran Tandel, who said the memorial gets built, it will affect their livelihood and it will affect the environment. Listen to this conversation.
शिवाजी मेमोरियल को हमारा विरोध नहीं है, कोली कम्युनिटी का, फिशरमैन कम्युनिटी का। जो जगह चुना है उसका विरोध है। हम लोग चाहता है कि वो शिवाजी स्मारक तो बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए, लेकिन अभी वो बाला साहब ठाकरे जी ने वो 2009 में बोला था कि वो जो जगह है अरबी समुद्र में, उसने स्टूपिड बोला था बाला साहब ठाकरे शिवसेना प्रमुख। और जो जगह पे हो रहा है वहाँ फिशिंग एक्टिविटी जब बड़ा परिमाण में उधर कम से कम 1 लाख फिशरमैन उसका बिजनेस जा रहा है और 2000 उधर फिशिंग बोट है, वो हमारा फिशिंग एक्टिविटीज का बंद करना पड़ेगा। तो ये हम लोग, ये तो मुंबई का तो हम लोग ओरिजिनल सिटीजन है, हम लोग कैसा बर्दाश्त कर सकते हैं?
अभी आप जब आप स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से सीएम देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी से मिलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से आपका क्या बात हो रही है?
एक्चुअली वही जो न्यूज टीवी पे आ रहा है वो गलत न्यूज आ रहा है। देवेंद्र फडणवीस साहब ने ऐसा, जिसके पास कोई आदमी ही नहीं, सब आदमी भी खड़ा कर नहीं सकता है, वैसा आदमी खड़ा करके बोल रहा है कि फिशरमैन कम्युनिटी ने अपना एजुकेशन पीछे लिया। हम लोगों ने कहा एजुकेशन पीछे लिया, हम लोग ने, हमारा फिशरमैन वुमेन्स और फिशरमैन कम्युनिटी ने इतना जोर से किया। 3 महीने से हमारा एजुकेशन फेल करने के लिए सभी हमारे जो नेता लोग, जो ऑफिस बेयर है, सभी को उसने अरेस्ट किए थे, खुद हमको भी अरेस्ट किया था। तो भी हमारे फिशरमैन वुमेन्स ने इतना जोर से किया, काला झंडा दिखाया। तो वो तो इसके अब ओबीसी समाज हमारे साथ में है, वो जगह हम लोग वो जगह पे वो मेमोरियल करने नहीं देने वाले। देवेंद्र फडणवीस और नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने सोचना चाहिए कि फिशरमैन कम्युनिटी चाहता है, ओबीसी समाज चाहता है, वही जगह पे होगा।
अभी नेक्स्ट ये केस की हियरिंग 31 जनवरी को है एनजीटी में, तो अभी आपका फ्यूचर कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन क्या है? इसके बाद आप कैसे प्रोसीड करने वाले?
एक्चुअली वो शौक है कि इन लोगों ने जो एनओसी दिया है, एक भी एनओसी क्लियर नहीं है। मेरे पास सब लेके आया हूँ, सब कंडीशनल एनओसी है और 4 डेट लिया एनजीटी में, और वो बार बार डेट मांगते रहे। वो एनजीटी बोल रहा है तुमने क्लियर कट एनओसी दिया है तो तुम्हारा पॉइंट क्यों नहीं कोर्ट के सामने लाता है? अभी 31 जनवरी का लास्ट डेट है, कोर्ट ने वो लोग को बोला है कि इसके आगे कोई डेट देने वाला नहीं। अगर इन लोग के पास क्लियर कट एनओसी है तो कोर्ट के सामने क्यों नहीं आ रहा है?
But in a major setback to the Tamil Nadu government, the Supreme Court on Thursday dismissed the petition urging it to pass an interim order allowing the Jallikattu festival before Saturday for Pongal. The Supreme Court refusing to intervene on the 2014 ban on the traditional Tamil sport remains. Meanwhile, the DMK has announced that it will stage a statewide protest on the issue. Earlier today, Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam and AIA DMK Secretary Shashikala Natarajan have written to the Prime Minister to intervene.
We still have to see as to how the people of Tamil Nadu, especially Alanganallur, where you can see a lot of which is the hub for Jallikattu as per se in Tamil Nadu. We'll have to see, because as of now preparations are going in full swing. We can tell you that the pujas have already started, the prayers surrounding that has already started. People are making a huge, the roads are already being decorated and lit up, and so the preparations are still on. It all depends on what kind of statement Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam.
Of course, there were various voices coming out of Chennai and Tamil Nadu on whether or not the Jallikattu festival should be allowed to carry on. Remember, there are two opposing sides to the point. In Tamil Nadu, there are a lot of people who believe that it is tradition and it should be allowed to carry on. And animal activists believe that it's just too cruel to be allowed in this day and age. Take a look. All right. Moving on, a fire broke out in the residential area near the Deonar dumping yard in Mankud in Mumbai. 15 fire tenders are on the spot trying to douse the fire. We understand this is in a scrapyard. That's very close to Mankud and Deonar. It is a residential neighborhood that's already battled with a dump yard that was on fire last year. This year, it's the scrapyard.
हम लोग पूरा ऐसे हिल रहे थे, पूरा वो आग ऐसा ऊपर जाके ऐसा बम जैसा फूटता है ना, वैसे फूट रहा था वो। बहुत ज्यादा फ्लेम्स आ रही थी फायर्स की। फिर यहाँ पे एयर सिलेंडर का स्फोट हो रहा था, तो हमारे घर में ऐसे सब खिड़कियां वगैरह हिलने लगी। हम लोग भी बहुत डर गए।
स्फोट सारखं झालं एकदम, म्हणजे विंडोच्या खिडक्या सगळ्या हादरायला लागल्या। तर आम्ही बघायला गेलो तर एकदम आगीचे ज्वालामुखी कसा फुटतो तसे फुटण्यासारखा हे झालेलं।
Well, the BMC also has demolished the top 5 floors of a 12-story building constructed by Kamala Landmark on Thursday. The building, Kamala Habitat in Santa Cruz, was demolished as part of the BMC's drive against illegal structures in the area. According to the civic body, the demolished floors were illegally built by the Kamala developers, did not have the occupation certificate. Meanwhile, residents allege that they were duped by builder Jitendra Jain. Jain, I'll remind you, is the promoter of Kamala Landmark, is currently in jail under judicial custody for a project delay case. Richa Sharma has details.
The BMC has carried out various demolitions today in the city of Mumbai, specifically in Kurla and Santa Cruz, under the Kamala Landmark case. I'm standing in front of one such building in Santa Cruz, which is a 12-story building by the name of Kamala Habitat, which was again made by the Kamala developers. This 12-story building was demolished by the BMC today, that is on 12th of Jan 2017, from 8th floor onwards up to the 12th floor, because according to them, they were not given an OC to this building, specifically on these 3 or 4 floors. The residents here are very confused right now, as they state that they got their first notice way back in May 2016, after which they went to the Sessions Court and the High Court to get a stay order, and while they were in the process of getting this stay and getting a stay from the Sessions Court in the coming days, the BMC came up today, that is on 12th of Jan 2017, and started with the demolitions of these floors right from 8th floor to the 12th floor. The developers and the builders in this case, that is the Kamala developer, specifically Jitendra Jain, continues to remain in jail. Now we will have to wait and see if in the coming days the residents in this situation will get some relief or not. This is Richa Sharma for Magic Bricks Now.
Well, it just reminds us, of course, as customers of real estate, never ever buy a home that does not have its occupation certificate. This demolition could happen 4 or 5 years, or in the case of Campo Cola, nearly 20 years down the line. In the meantime, the taxman apparently is going to keep a close eye on the money being spent and brought into the city during the upcoming BMC elections. In fact, it plans to rope in other government agencies to ensure elections to India's richest civic body is not being used as an excuse to launder money. Aishwarya Paliwal has exclusive details.
Now, with the code of conduct being out for candidates and for parties for the upcoming BMC elections, IT officials are on high alert. There is a meeting which is scheduled between Ajoy Mehta, the Commissioner of BMC, and IT officials. And in this meeting, a minimum limit would be set. Above that, candidates will not be allowed to spend on these upcoming elections. If excessive money is being spent, it will be probed by IT officials. IT officials on airports, on railway stations are already on high alert. They are looking for excessive money. They are looking for excessive liquor. They are also looking for high-end goods. If any of these things are found, then those things would be probed. They have also asked the Coast Guard to be on high alert for all these three things. Basically, these are the things which could be used by a candidate to lure the voter. This could be money spent by the candidate to ask the voter to vote in his or her favor. Now, IT officials are saying that after this limit is set, after meeting Ajoy Mehta, this limit would be set and anything above that would be probed.
Also in our special series, Mumbai Karvot, today we focus on the K West ward of the city. This is the ward where Bollywood spins its dreams. But it's also a ward plagued with many, many issues. Will you go out and vote? Here's Aishwarya's special report.
Mumbai is known for two things. One being the financial capital and second, Bollywood. And K West ward is where all the dreams come true. Spread over 23 square kilometers, this ward covers area from Vilepale West till Jogeshwari West. But for the residents here, the world is not that beautiful as they show you on the silver screen. Water shortage, waterlogging, and traffic congestion is the grim reality here.
Basically, lots of traffic, too much of congestion, people encroaching the road, and people park anywhere and just go off. Parking also is an issue.
From years now, there hasn't been any attempt to solve the traffic issues. The roads, despite of increasing traffic, remain narrow, and encroachment by the hawkers makes it worse.
See, as you can see, there are so many cars and all running, but cars are parked in their own methods. They park at their own wish, and there are hawkers which have just come and encroached the place.
A major cause of worry for all those who stay in Vilepale West is the congestion that takes place on these lanes. Now, they tell us that even if they have to step out of the house to purchase essential items, even if they need to buy vegetables, they have to think 10 times. Why? Because it's a menace, it's a very stressful job to go out and buy essential items. Now, as you can see around me, the roads are extremely narrow. On these roads, as you can see, people have parked vehicles as they wish like. And the third major issue is the issue of encroachment of land by hawkers, by vegetable sellers. Even though the congestion remains the same, issues of water supply and drainage have been taken care of in the past. And the current corporator claims that she has been working overtime to mend the other issues as well.
Vilepala, we have a lot of minor by-lanes which are very congested because initially Vilepala there were only like bungalows and 2 to 3 story buildings. Now every building has become a high-rise. So because of that, parking as well as the width of the road didn't change, obviously. So we had to flush footpaths from every road.
जो मेजर प्रॉब्लम था हम लोग को पानी का था. गटर यहाँ पर जो दो रोड के ऊपर 3 से 4 रोड जो मेजर रोड थे, वहाँ पर बारिश के टाइम इतना पानी भरता था कि समझो CNMS स्कूल है या म्यूनसिपलिटी स्कूल है, वहाँ के एरिया में पूरा पानी भरने के हिसाब से बच्चे लोग स्कूल में नहीं आ सकते थे. आज वो नई ड्रेनेज के बनने के बाद वहाँ पर एक भी बूंद पानी नहीं भरता.
So the residents in K Ward present a mixed view on the performance of the current corporator. But will they give her one more chance or will they vote for someone else? That will be interesting to see. Aishwarya Paliwal for Magic Bricks Now in Mumbai.
Well, in Bangalore, the Sunburn India was forced to cancel mega star DJ David Guetta's show, which was scheduled for Thursday night. The reason, however, is sure to shock you. Sunburn claimed that the administration had asked them to shift the venue a few days ago, owing to which they applied for police permissions fairly late in the day, which were eventually refused. This follows the shocking events that happened around New Year's Eve, which shook the entire nation. Mass molestation of women in many parts of the city were reported amidst New Year's celebrations. But the big question is, of course, is this a surrender of Bangalore's police to hooligans? Here's a special report.
DJ David Guetta's concert, the big ticket concert which was supposed to take place here in Bengaluru, stands cancelled. In fact, the organisers have cited reasons like the law and order situation here in Bengaluru ever since the New Year's molestation.
Sadly, I guess the current environment suggests that it is not safe to host an event of this size in Bangalore, and so may it be so. But it's a sad moment for all of us, because all of us want India to be safe and secure.
This particular request for this function was put forward to the Bangalore District Police on 10th, that is yesterday, day before yesterday, and hardly a day was given to process the papers. In between, already as per program, there is a very important APMC election going on in all of the places.
I think that they've completely failed, and you know what? I was really looking forward to this concert, and I can't believe it's due to security reasons, so I'm really disappointed.
I feel very guilty, like that shouldn't happen in Bangalore. We shouldn't expect that this should happen in Bangalore, exactly in Bangalore, because it is considered as the most civilized state in India.
I don't know, I definitely think that if you have your right bearings and stuff, you'll get around fine, and it's not at all an unsafe place to be. So David Guetta should have come.
This is the band from David Guetta. Instead, I was planning to go today, but then I thought of going at spot entry at 6 o'clock, and it is cancelled today. I have no idea about it. I'm really sad about it.
After those kind of scenes which have happened in Bangalore, people do get scared. Not only the people from outside, the girls also get scared to come and be themselves, and because of that, it's a big loss for other people to come here and perform.
The organisers cancelled an event that was meant to take place tonight late this morning, citing law and order issues. The police have turned around and said there are no law and order issues. The issue was that the organisers applied for their permission about 24 hours before the cancellation, giving the police very little time to make arrangements, and the police had already assigned all of their forces to an APMC election that's also taking place. Did the Bangalore police do the right thing? Should they have cancelled that event? Or should they have let it go forward? What's happening in general is that the city of Bangalore is developing a rather bad reputation of being fairly unsafe. Mr. Mullah, what is your response right now to what you're hearing from the police? Do you think the police did the right thing today?
Police have powers to grant permissions and license for public entertainment or public amusement under Karnataka Police Act. And it is a right of the citizens as well to watch any concert, any entertainment, and nominal fees is collected and all that. But here the catch is the organizer should have kept informed the police very early, at the earliest, so that police makes an arrangement and see to it that no trouble takes place.
See, whether the police should have given the permission or not permission is a second question. But as the gentleman, the musician from Suratma, as he was saying that there is no winners and losers here, but I would say that today the losers are the normal citizens, the ordinary citizens of Bangalore, whose reputation is at stake. Imagine David Guetta is a very big musician who's well-renowned, world-renowned. He plays some music called EDM. If he tweets, Bangalore is unsafe for music, Bangalore is unsafe for charity, Bangalore is unsafe for musicians, for Western culture, what is the reputation of my city going to be there?
This is a much smaller event. And I'm sure if there was no date clash with the APMC elections, this event also would have gone through and most satisfactorily. I don't think there is an issue in regard to that. The larger issue is that I don't think the organizers thought things through, and they should have actually taken a hold of the fact that these are the events which are presently on, and these are the events which are likely to take place. And for this reason, there will be a conflict between an election
where public participates.
By cancelling the event, they have created a fear psychosis in Bengaluru. It is giving a message that law and order has collapsed. The police have surrendered to the hooligans, and that is why their confidence level is also gone down, and maybe that is the reason they have cancelled. Otherwise, they should have definitely gone ahead with the event. They could have got paramilitary forces, they could have got reserve forces from the neighbouring states, because where there is a will, there is a way, and law and order is a state subject. It clearly shows that they don't have a roadmap.
See, let me be very honest. Let me be not kind of politically correct in saying that our girls are extremely safe. No, we have limited number of policemen, we have limited number of resources, we have limited number of CCTVs. We need to upgrade all these. But when right-wingers tell our girls to take extra care, our government to be extra cautious, it is just putting women's safety as a priority. Please don't misunderstand us for being chauvinistic or for being chaining our girls. It is out of care and caution that we request our establishment to be more cautious regarding these things. It is out of a genuine sense of belongingness and a genuine care for the protection and security of the girls. Many a times, the modern English media and the feminists misunderstand our position as chauvinism, whereas it is only care and concern, not chauvinism and so-called patriarchy.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.